Ashland.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Marla. And we want you to mansplain baseball elsewhere.
Hey. So Marla has a nice glass of some kind of wine.
You look so fucking fancy right now.
Fancy. I'm very fancy in my in-laws' basement, so yeah. It's a Pinot Grigio, but I don't know what the brand is because it's something that my mother-in-law gave me, and it's up in the fridge. So, but I can post a picture of it on Twitter later. It's a blue label. It's got a little astronaut guy on the front, and that's all I know. But it's good.
Cool. Oh. I'm down with it. There's an astronaut on it.
I buy wine based off of labels pretty regularly.
I think everybody does. Yeah.
And if they don't, you're not our kind of people, so fuck you too.
Doesn't matter.
So, what are you toasting to today other than your mother-in-law for having wine?
Yeah, being fancy as fuck.
Hell yeah. I'm going to toast to Shohei Ohtani because I'm so excited for him. He is starting tonight in like 5 minutes.
Right now, yeah.
For the Angels. He's going to be hitting second. And I didn't realize this. He's the first pitcher in MLB to bat second in the lineup since Jack Dunleavy for the Cardinals in 1903.
No big deal.
What, 107?
Which,
18?
by the way, they count that as
years?
part of the modern era. That's not part of the modern era.
Yeah,
I know technically it is, but 1903.
No.
It was before the Titanic, bro. It don't count.
Yeah, exactly. So, toast to him. I hope he fucking kills it this year. And tonight specifically, you know.
And it's on national television. It's on ESPN. ESPN baseball is, you know, it's what it is. But national television in that game, and we'll get to it later about how the White Sox and some exciting players they've been having. But of course, Mike Trout for the Angels, Ohtani, all that. Like, that's good for the game, y'all.
Yeah.
Like having that on Sunday
Night
Baseball.
Exciting players. So exciting.
Love it.
Ashley, what do you have?
I also have wine, but I only drink wine of the juice variety, like the juice variety. It's Morgan Creek, and it's muscadine wine, and it's literally sweeter than any fruit juice I've ever had in my life, and I love it. It's amazing. Gives you a hell of a headache if you don't hydrate. So that's why we have the drink that hydrates you over here. No free ads. Anyways,
also hashtag if you want to sponsor us.
Yeah.
It is so.
I am toasting also to a player, but to a college player. I'm toasting to Jack Leiter.
Yes. You can go ahead. I had it down. I had it down to mention what you're about to mention. I'm so excited. Well, yeah.
Maybe? Do we have the same brain? I don't know. Okay, so I'm toasting to Jack Leiter. He pitches for Vanderbilt, in case you don't know. He threw a no-hitter a couple of weeks ago. He then, in the next game, right after his no-hitter, he went 7 scoreless. And they pulled him because I guess 2 no-hitters in a row is bad or something. So they pulled him. I don't understand why. Anyways, also, we should talk about combined no-hitters one day. And then in his next start, which was this past week, Friday, yeah, because they started their series on Thursday. So he pitched on Friday. And he went, I believe, another 5 scoreless. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Here's his line for the year. 41 innings pitched, 9 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned run, 16 walked batters, 71 strikeouts, and a 0.22 ERA.
Jesus.
He's pretty good.
He's like all right.
He's all right.
I wouldn't kick him out of our rotation. Like
the Pirates or the Tigers, maybe not the Tigers because the Tigers are kind of actually like doing decent right now, or the Orioles, but also they're 3-0, so they might like win the World Series this year.
Really well.
Somebody who really sucks in a couple of years is gonna get this guy, and it's gonna be amazing. He also back to Vanderbilt for 2 seconds. I don't think you can really say he is now, but he was their number 2 guy to Kumar Rocker.
I was about to say, if you're the second pitcher, how good is your first pitcher?
Yeah.
Yes.
So he is, I mean, he's still sitting at number 2. Rocker's expected to go number 1 overall in the draft. But if Jack keeps pitching like this, I don't know how that's gonna happen. Anyway, so yeah, cheers to Jack Leiter because he's fucking literally. I don't think I can say this about him. He's definitely 18.
He's electric.
He's dragging his dick across the fucking field every time he pitches. Sorry, that's just what he's doing. He's just fucking playing with all you idiots.
Just dropping it on the mound, like, good luck. Here you go.
Yeah, like,
all you people who said Vandy doesn't belong in the SEC, this is why y'all keep us.
Literally,
right,
good fucking luck. I cannot wait. Sorry, my toast is long-winded. This is the last thing I'll say. I cannot wait until the SEC tournament because it's in Birmingham, and I am definitely fucking going, and I'm going to get to see him, and I'm going to get to see Kumar, and I'm going to get to see Jaden, and I'm going to lose my mind. Anyways, Emily, what are you toasting to and with?
Well, mine's not even that exciting. I was just going to toast to Easter and family time or whatever. But I had some really good Pinot Noir with my parents earlier because I'm 32 and a loser. But actually, my parents have really good wine, guys. Like,
yeah,
love that.
You know,
parents are where it's at.
I love that for me. Also, they're moving in 2 weeks, but if you don't notice, it looks like an ABC store in here, and they said it was free boxes, but also I feel like they've been toasting on their own and not telling me. But that's, apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So
that's the saying.
Anyway, it is Easter. It is family time. Like, yay. I know Marla's at her in-laws. Ashlyn spent all day with family. So this is going to be a short episode, even though it's opening week. We kind of assume if you're listening to us, you're a baseball fan. So you've probably watched most of the games that we're going to breeze over. If you want a lot of in-depth detail talking baseball, we'll probably get you that this week. And then next week, we'll be back to normal and our normal length and try to give you stuff. But we're busy bitches. So, sometimes priorities have to be elsewhere. And that's kind of how it's been. But I'm toasting to that because it's a blessing to be able to have those priorities because I know some people don't get to. So I have it's raspberry bubbly Deep Eddy vodka in here, and that is my toast for today. What I was going to say about Jack Leiter, though, is he is amazing, but his hitless inning streak ended after 20 and 2/3 innings.
Yep.
Which, like, it's kind of sad it ended, but also 20 and 2/3 innings hitless.
Yeah, he struck out 39 batters in those 20 innings.
That's insanity. That's like literally almost 2 batters an inning. Even I can do that math. Like, that's insanity.
He's like really good. Like, really.
But also the Braves started 0-3, so obviously we're going to go 0-162. So maybe we'll get him in a few years.
There you go.
Well, we're going to talk about that later.
That's the strategy.
Yep.
We're
just
Kickass.
Tank for Jack, whatever.
I might consider
it. Yeah. So,
World Series here.
Who would not tank, I'm sure, even though I don't know who they are yet, is who Ashlyn's.
Our Kickass Lady, who is also a pitcher.
Oh.
And she, okay, so wait. First of all, quick mention. Maybe other people know this website. I just found it today. It's called justwomensports.com. And I believe it's a podcast. Yes, it's definitely a podcast. But the website, the podcast, all that, Facebook, Twitter, they have all the things. Only covers women's sports. And they have a section for like on this day in history. So I ended up there, and on this day in history, Jackie Mitchell struck out Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig in a exhibition game in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh.
So I went down that rabbit hole, and I am going to tell you about, check this name, Vernie Bertrice Jackie Mitchell Gilbert, who was born August 29, 1913. She was one of the first female pitchers in baseball, and she pitched for the Chattanooga Lookouts who still exists today, which, again, if you listen to this, you probably know that. Anyway, she was born in Chattanooga. As soon as she, like, pretty much learned to walk, like, as soon as she was...
Did you say the website and I missed it because I was busy?
Yes, it's called justwomensports.com.
Oh, well, that's really easy.
Really easy and simple, and that's also the name of the podcast, which I'm probably going to try to listen to this week. Anyway,
yes.
They're also doing a lot of coverage of the NCAA tournament. Like, it's all sports. Anyway, very cool. As soon as she learned how to walk, her dad started taking her to the baseball diamond with him to play, and they started, like, teaching her how to pitch, like, when she was 4. At the age of 17, she started playing on a professional women's team. She went and attended a baseball training camp in Atlanta. She started, like, traveling and... Ow! Sorry. She started traveling to play baseball shortly thereafter. She ended up playing on a team back in Chattanooga, and that's when the New York Yankees came through, and they were scheduled to play an exhibition game against the Lookouts. She pitched against Babe and Lou, and she struck them both out. And her quote about striking them both out was, "I've pitched against a lot better hitters than them. Why wouldn't I strike them out too?"
Damn.
So, and also in the process of this, she pissed off, like, everyone, which we're not shocked about. Babe Ruth told the local paper that women were too
delicate. Are you saying men have fragile egos?
Yes, I am. Babe Ruth told a local paper that women were too delicate to play baseball every day and had no business in the sport. Baseball commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis voided her contract while declaring baseball was too strenuous for women. However, so she stopped playing for the Lookouts after this, after striking out 2 of the best players in the game. At that point, for sure, some could argue still best players in the game, period, to this day. That's another battle for another day.
Pussies.
Exactly. She did continue to play professionally, just not for the Lookouts. She retired at the age of 23 after growing tired of being treated like a sideshow. Yeah. So there's no one can really blame her for that.
Yeah.
She refused to come out of retirement when the Girls League formed in 1943. She was like, I'm just out. Like, I've done this, because she kind of not viewed. That's not the good way to put it.
She'd been like 30 at that point too.
Yeah, she was a little older, but she also thought that the whole league was kind of going to be all the women being treated the way she had been treated when she tried to play.
Yeah,
which,
that's understandable.
If you've been playing for like 5, 6, 7, however many years she had played at this point, or when she retired, and kind of been treated not great the whole time, I can totally get not wanting to come back out and do that again.
Right.
In 1982, she did come out of retirement to throw the ceremonial first pitch for a Chattanooga Lookouts game on their season opening day. And she spent the rest of her life in Georgia just kind of chilling, hanging out. She died in 1987. She's buried in Chattanooga. And that's kind of it. She was just like a baseball badass. And then when she retired, she was like, okay, I'm done. I'm out.
A lot of the women we have
faded into oblivion because that's what she wanted to do.
A lot of the baseball ladies we have talked about have done that, or like gone into nursing, or raised families, or
I think Mary Pratt was a gym teacher.
Yeah.
Right. Like they've just, it's not like
they don't do
like Chipper Jones does. Yeah, writes books and does speeches or what, which there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
but most of the female baseball players they just go back to normal life and go on.
Yeah.
Imagine like It's 1980, and she's like at the grocery store, and there's like this kid behind her in Little League. I'm making this story up, but it's fine. There's a kid behind her in like a Little League uniform, and she's like, "Yeah, I struck out Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig," and the little kid's like, "Shit, sure you did, old lady," but like she really did.
Did.
Ladies got dementia.
How awesome. And how awesome would it be like if that was your grandparent? Because like, you know, like Hank Aaron's grandkids are like super active, like, and
Yeah,
stuff.
you wouldn't be able to tell me shit.
Nope.
I'm just saying.
Like, I don't care
Bring
that
it
I
up
can't throw
everywhere.
a ball 15 miles per hour. My grandma struck out Babe Ruth.
Exactly. Don't matter what I can or cannot do. It's in my blood somewhere.
Somewhere down there.
It's a recessive gene.
Exactly.
Recessive. And speaking of recessive, that's probably not a good segue, but the All-Star game is receding right on out of Atlanta.
Yeah.
We don't know where yet. So that'll be, who knows?
I hope they know.
Hey, people are saying either Milwaukee or going back to LA, but LA is supposed to get it next year, but maybe they'll just switch back.
I saw something that said absolutely not to Dodger Stadium.
Yes. Because of next year.
Because of next year.
Mm-hmm. I've heard Texas, but I think that's just people saying that because Texas is wide open and at 100%.
Yeah. That'd be a bad idea.
I've also heard New York. Yankee Stadium is new. I did read somewhere that
the thing with New York is there's also political pressure because if you're going to pull out of Georgia because of voting rights, New York's voting rights restrictions are also
not good.
High.
Right.
So if that's truly the reason you pulled out, you can't move somewhere. Those restrictions are just as tight, if not tighter.
Correct. And that's kind of why Florida's also out, because Florida has a law that's basically carbon copy of what was passed in Georgia that is expected to pass any day now. So they're kind of out. I think not that the All-Star game revolves around Hank Aaron, but I wish they would do it in Milwaukee for him.
Yeah, this year it should.
Yeah.
And that's one of my big things. I mean, especially this year for Hank Aaron. Yeah. I think it would be, I have no idea what Wisconsin's voting laws are, so they could be
I don't either. And to be quite honest, I have no fucking desire to go to Milwaukee. Sorry, people who like Milwaukee. I have no desire to go. But
Wisconsin's actually really kind of, it's a cool state.
There you go.
And I've been there.
I'm going to try to go. Still,
it was September and it felt like it was straight ass winter for me, but it was a cool state to go to. But I think for the Hank Aaron connection, I don't know what their voting laws are. So if they're restrictive, somebody add us and somebody tell me, because that's my thing is you can't move somewhere when you're protesting that you can't move somewhere that has the same
correct
issue. Right. And my thing is people are mad about it because of that. You know, everyone has the right to use their money and their voice how they want to use it, which is the great thing about America. Now, the people who say, I'm not going to go watch MLB anymore. I'm not going to go to games. I'm not going to buy tickets. I'm not going to do whatever. Well, okay, you can use your voice as well. You're doing the same thing that the players and the owners and the organization are doing on the other side. Mm-hmm. So I think we do a good job. I hope we do a good job of trying to say, like, not that we see things from both sides. There's a right and there's a wrong in things, but like fairness wise, you can't sit here and say MLB is not going to use its voice, whether you agree with it or disagree with it. That's what they're doing. They're using their voice and their platform that they have to stand up for it. But
exactly.
So I kind of want to know what Wisconsin's voting laws are, but that's too much for right now. So somebody add us. I know we have Brewers fans that follow us, so hopefully they would know what's going on in their own state. So somebody add us.
I feel like someone would have already been decrying Milwaukee if that was the case. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
like they did,
I'm
like
thinking
they did
they
New
don't.
York.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That was the first thing I saw. It was like, you can't move it to New York because of they have similar restrictions. You can't do Florida because Florida is going to Florida. And so.
Because,
and
I
like,
saw Miami pop up as one of the first, like, oh, the Marlins Stadium and blah, blah, blah. And people were like, no, fuck Florida.
No.
Yeah.
Florida's top.
Like, if we're going to.
And honestly,
Lord have
Texas,
mercy.
politics aside, COVID wide open aside, Texas just had the damn World Series. They don't need anything else right now. Give it to something else. And that's
Texas
where I feel
does
bad.
have voter ID law. I do know that. And I don't know how it is, versus what
See,
Georgia
and North
has,
Carolina's kind of odd because our voters voted in a voter ID law, and that to me is a little bit different than a legislator passing one. But again, I don't want to get
Still
into
not good,
that. I'm just saying I hope MLB is smart enough to look at all those different angles, and I think they will be. But just tell us where it's going to be, bro. It's like in 2 months. We got plans to make.
That's what I'm saying. Because, like, I was definitely going if it was in Georgia, because that's just like 2 hours. But I'm still going to try to go wherever it is. But I got to figure out the vacation stuff and the flying and the driving and the this and the kids and the how many days. And we got a plan. So, Rob, I need you to figure your shit out and let me know.
And where to stay. Like,
Cause like we had a house that we were gonna stay in.
But if it is in Milwaukee, they got the National Bobblehead Museum, I think. So at least Bobby will be very happy about that. I think
there you go. He'll just sleep in the parking lot. He'll be right
I'm
there.
98% sure that's in Milwaukee. So
and I'm getting vaccinated next week, so I definitely can start like booking flights and stuff. Because like before, I was like, I really want to, but God knows when I'm going to be able to get a vaccine.
Right.
But it's actually happening now. So, whew.
Wait a minute.
I'm so fucking excited.
I'm sorry. Breaking in. It just popped up on my thing. Shohei Ohtani hit a fucking home run at his first at bat.
That's fucking
that is awesome. That's awesome. And the women's Final Four is being played right now. So maybe by the time they were entering the fourth quarter an hour ago. So we should know who the winner is actually right now.
Pitch. Home run. 115 mile an hour exit velocity. And now he's
pitchers
can't
Pitchers can't hit. Whatever.
National League. Stop it.
I just think everyone's scared of the Braves pitchers, but we'll get to that in a minute also. So things that hurt almost as bad as watching Fulte try to hit is the injuries list. That was a bad segue. Sorry, guys. That was painful for me as well. The Astros in A series, because, of course, there was drama last year with Laureano trying to, bum rush people. So he got hurt this year. He jammed up his left wrist while trying to beat out a ground ball. His x-rays were negative. Who knows when he'll be back? There was no definitive answer. Trevor Rosenthal's on the 10-day IL with right shoulder inflammation. Mike Fiers, who nobody gives a shit about, is on the 10-day IL with a lumbar strain. I don't care about you. Sorry. If you're a Fiers fan, this might not be the podcast for you. Catcher and
not because of the Astros stuff.
Catcher and team MBE fantasy member Sean Murphy. Oh, by the way, me and Ashland are a team on fantasy baseball against some John Boy Media people. Marla is an honorary member, but you can only have 2 people on it, like at a time. Also, I need to figure out who to send my $10 to because I just remembered that and we did this.
I haven't sent $10. Sure, gotta do that.
By the way, never ask Ashland for money because this is what happens.
That was like 4 days ago, bro. Shit.
Yeah. So anyway, also shout out to us for getting the first homer in the homer draft for John Boy Media. Yay us.
Hell yes.
And it was Alex Bregman. So I love that humor. So anyway,
we
and
were
then
so
our
close
first
with
choice
Blackman too.
with Blackman got one on Friday. So like it doesn't count for the Homer draft, but like it counts in my head. Like we were still good at picking. You know what I mean?
We were just our psychic abilities were just a little too strong. We picked him early. We should have dialed that back.
Right.
We picked 2 on one day.
Yeah, we had too much faith in a man. That's new. So catcher and team MBE fantasy member Sean Murphy was scratched Friday, 2 hours before the game, because he had a right wrist contusion, and so far he's day to day, but he hasn't been back in yet. So we'll see how that goes. Marlon Sixto Sanchez has mild right shoulder inflammation, but they did like all the tests. It's nothing but inflammation, so he's going to do some rest and some rehab starts. So I guess get better, Sixto. Like he is a really good pitcher. I just hope you don't get better before we play you. But honestly, I haven't looked ahead of the schedule, so I don't know when we do that. But I don't need to see 103 from somebody else before. I just want to see it anytime soon. Braves legend Josh Donaldson is on the IL, but not for his calf. His dad bod strength pulled his right hamstring / made it really tight. The first inning, rounding first base on a double.
Yep.
Game of the year.
Yep.
So perhaps
making AA look like a genius year after year.
Exactly. Like I love you, Josh. Also kind of glad we went with Marcel. Royals and another team MBE fantasy member, Alberto Mondesi, is on the 10-day IL, retroactive to Tuesday, strained his right oblique. Apparently he's injury prone, which we did not know when we auto drafted him. We had no matter. But he had a really strong spring training, so get well soon, Mondesi, and we hope to see you. The only good pirate, Key Brian Hayes, hurt his left wrist, so he's on the IL, which sucks.
Sliding back into the bag, but they say he's okay. So I think he just maybe tweaked it a little bit. So.
Yeah, that's good.
So, but they did put him like officially on the IL, so I don't know. But Marla is going to have a whole segment on the Blue Jays, and probably half of it's going to be an injury report. So we'll get to that in a minute. Scores from this weekend: the Brewers over the Twins 6-5 on Friday in extra innings. So that was cool as a walk-off, I believe. On Saturday, for the first time since August of 2014, opposing starting pitchers had no hitters going into the 7th innings, with the Brewers right-hander Corbin Burns and the Twins righty Jose Barrios. Absolutely,
so cool.
It was amazing.
That's so weird.
And then Byron Buxton broke it up in the 7th. He had a solo home run, but like a no-hitter on both sides going into the 7th inning. Like, I know we use the term pitcher's duel a lot. Like, that is literally a pitcher's duel. Twins ended up winning 2-0. They won Sunday, the series. The opposite of a pitcher's duel was whatever the Royals and Rangers were doing this weekend. Friday, they had 15 hits each. Today, they had 8 hits each. Saturday, there were 13 hits for the Royals. Like, just pure insanity. Royals took the series, but Rangers won 1 today. So, shout out to Charlie Clutch, who looks hot. And, I mean, it's... Anyway, he looks good.
He does. He's doing well. Bolty looks good out there too, which is exciting.
He does. And with
I
all
hope
that,
he has a kick-ass year.
Me too. And we know Marla hopes he does. Hendricks for the Cubs is washed, I think. He has a 9 ERA. Not really. But the Pirates did beat the Cubs on Friday. So,
Crazy. I thought the Cubs were going to win the Central.
They might, because the Braves are 0-3 and they're going to win the whole damn thing. So, okay.
You do have a very good point. That's a very good point you just made.
Yes. So the Rockies also beat the Dodgers on Friday, if we're going to talk about games.
And then almost beat them Saturday and almost beat them. No, wait, they played Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't have an off day.
Yeah. Sorry, I got my
So no, you're fine. I just couldn't remember, to be honest. So they lost Thursday and barely won Friday and barely won fucking Saturday. So.
Right. So So I guess Belly. So this is a weird rule that we covered last year when we were covering weird rules during that COVID time. That like we needed content because there was no baseball. If you pass a base runner, then you're out.
Bless their hearts.
So Belly hit a home run, but Turner was like, "Oh shit, man, I got to tag up." Even though he really didn't need to, turned around and was like scurrying back to first, and Belly passed him.
Yeah, like, did he have tunnel vision? Like, you didn't see Bellinger like pointing and waving, looking like LeBron James. Like, what are you doing?
Anyway, so
bless their hearts.
So how I understood it, so Turner's run still counted. Belly got it counted as an RBI single instead of a home run.
Mm-hmm.
But technically he was out, but he still got an RBI single.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
It's pure insanity. And then
hashtag baseball.
To get even crazier,
baseball's weird.
The next game that the Dodgers won 11-6, Bauer had a no-hitter going into the 7th. Then Trevor Story gets a leadoff single, whatever.
And Blackman.
Oh, Belly, yeah, Blackman did get a home run. So we know Belly like failed Thursday, right? Passing Turner, whatever. So, but what we did not know is that he was going to lose his job to a fucking stray cat. Like that's how bad he was.
Yeah, that little kitty was so cute and floofy, and he was so stressed out. I hope he's doing well.
Oh my God! Did you see the tweet from the Rockies? Bless their heart. I love the Rockies social media team. But
their Twitter is amazing.
Bro, God bless them. They literally were like, I mean, this isn't word for word what they said, but it was basically like, we tossed the cat in the street and then it ran away. Hope it's fine. Like, bro, what? Like, you didn't take it to like,
sure
it literally ended, the tweet was like, maybe we'll see it again. Like, for fuck's sake, y'all. I mean,
it's not animal control you can call.
Like, exactly. Like, can you not call someone, take it somewhere or something?
But then the series gets I think they played 4 games. Am I crazy? I have 4 scores down here. I might be crazy.
I don't know. Are they? I
had 3 glasses of wine and now I'm on the vodka. But I have 4 scores down here. I really think they played 4 games.
Same my house.
Saturday, the Dodgers won 6-5. At the top of the 8th, it was tight, and then Zach McKinstry hit his first home run, but it was an inside the park home run because Tapia knocked it down, so like he saved it from being like an actual home run, I guess. But then he like hurt himself while he was falling, and he was like, "Whoa, bro, I gotta go get that ball." But he was hurt, so by the time he got it, Zach had gotten all the way around bases.
Mm-hmm.
This is fucking crazy, like, and it's the Rockies, like.
Love it.
It's
weird.
But, don't hate us, Ray, and all other Dodgers fans.
We bask in it.
I mean, you're still like winning.
Still love you, but
whatever. We know you're reigning champions, blah blah. But like, this is just a series of unfortunate events that is pure insanity. But also, you still won the damn series. If all this stuff happened to the Braves, like, there's no way you'd win a series with all this happening to any other team but the Dodgers. Padres won the series against the D-backs, so the D-backs won today, I think. The last I checked, it was the middle of the 4th, and I apparently didn't care to check the score again. But Melanson had gotten 2 saves in the first 2 games. Yes. And Hosmer set a team record for 13 total bases in the first 2 games. And then I guess Tatis went like 0 for 4, and people were like, "Oh, he washed. Why did we pay him all that money?"
Obviously, just send him down. Send him down.
Yachty tried to start some bullshit yesterday, but like, is it even worth talking about? I don't know. Like, he tried to like hit Castellanos.
Yachty's a jag-off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Castellanos was like, "Why are you tapping me in my back, bro?" Like, and then they were just chatting right after. Like, if you're gonna fight, make it a good fight that lasts all season at least.
I don't think Yachty's ever actually fought anybody.
No, because he always bucks up like when he's like, "Oh, they were holding me back."
Okay.
Like your pitcher straight up ran into a full-grown man, and you were like, "Tap tap, I want to speak to you."
Yeah. No thanks.
Okay, so sorry, I have like 3 more series to go over. I'm trying to be quick, but like opening week is so exciting. It's so exciting.
Yeah. There's been a lot of weird stuff happening.
That's coming up later. So I'll go over the Orioles now. They shut out the Red Sox on Friday. Trey Mancini's back after being stage 3 colon cancer. Yay!
Yes.
The Red Sox players were hugging him as they were getting to first base. It was so cute.
I know. Well, he grounded out, I think, on his first 2 hits. So on his third, he finally made it to first base, and Bogarts was hugging him, and it was great. It's wonderful. John Means, went through 7 scoreless. So that was awesome as starter. Saturday, Tar Heel legend Matt Harvey held the Sox to 1 run in 4 2/3 innings. He had 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. His fastball was between 92 and 94. So, I mean, that's not bad for a 32-year-old.
Yeah.
He might be only 31. He's around my age.
Yeah.
He's old for a pitcher.
Correct.
So, good job, 92, 94. Also, the fact that Matt Harvey's your second-day pitcher, I would be concerned, except for Sunday, they won 11-3 and completed the sweep. So, good job, O's. Sweep and opening weekend. Mariners walked off in the 10th inning versus the Giants on opening day. They only had 5 hits, but scored 8 runs. So that's awesome. I always love when that happens. And then Friday, the Giants won 6-3. Saturday, the Mariners won 4-0 with a shutout. And so the series we talked about, it's going on right now. Otani, Angels, White Sox. Angels won 4-3 on Thursday, opening day. On Friday, the White Sox won 12-8. So Friday, the designated hitter for the White Sox was Herman Mercedes. Spell Yerman, but I feel like it's pronounced Herman, but that could be wrong. Again, we need lessons here. Someone please correct me, like, real, because I don't know.
Yes.
He played 617 minor league games, plus independent league games, and is 28 years old. So he had played, I guess, in 1 game before, but hadn't started. So this was his first actual start in the MLB. And he went 5 for 5 in Friday's game with 4 RBIs. Saturday, he continued. Awesome. Continued his role going. He started 8 for 8, including a home run. And then I guess he popped up, and somebody who was at the game said, like, the biggest cheer of the night was like when Mike Trout caught his fly out, because they were like, and then one of the people on Twitter who's like a writer for the White Sox, she was like, people are talking about how it's unsustainable, but like, just enjoy the moment. Like, this is amazing. Some man's
right.
And like, is 8 for 8 with a home run, like 617 minor league games. And you think about, they didn't have minor league last year,
right?
He has been.
It doesn't have to be sustainable to be fun. Like,
like, we don't
be happy.
care.
Jump up and down, scream, be excited. It's okay.
Like, I mean, it's fun. So like, I saw it on Friday and I was like, oh, that's something to keep like an eye on. And then Saturday, when that ball was really rolling, I noticed a lot of people getting really excited about it. And so like, I just think that's really cool, and that's really good for baseball to have someone like those things are what bring fans in to say, oh, is he going to continue it?
Mm-hmm.
It's just nice to see those things and to really think about, like, I mean, Thursday, you're literally a nobody, and Friday, you're 5 for 5 in your debut as a starter in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Dreams come true.
Yep. So, speaking of dreams coming true, Marla, tell us about our 2021 World Series champions, the Braves.
Well, just like 2019, the Braves have started off being swept by the Philadelphia fucking Phillies, and I'm over it, but I also don't care. So that makes sense. Like, I'm over the Phillies, but like I know we're still gonna do good this year. Like, I'm not freaking out. I'm just annoyed. If it's like a gnat. Go away, gnat. And it's like, just stop. All right, can we open against literally anyone else next year, please?
Right.
I don't care who.
I want to know what the meme is.
It's annoying. So the Braves have had a rough go this weekend, but whatever. So Adrianza is on the IL for personal issues right now, but he is due to come back, but he has to go through COVID protocols in order to come back. In the meantime, Johan is up, not doing anything, but maybe, hopefully, maybe some soon. Yes, please.
Okay, so here's my question, because I fell asleep at the end of today's game. But Riley, so third base, there seem to be balls getting past him, but they're like well hit balls, so I don't feel like
how
it's
they hit on one on Thursday. Christ,
Mm-hmm.
It's just like bad luck.
And and that's what.
But I also
so
don't know
many
if
of
that's
their
my
hits
bias.
were just like dumb bloopers that just got past somebody, or they were like right in the exact spot, and they were just they're just dumb. They were lucky hits. I'm not saying they're not. I don't know. I'm trying not to be too much of a homer. They are a decent team. They're not gonna beat the Braves all year like that. So, our guys are still waking up. Just calm down. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fucking cold up there, bro.
And we don't like the cold.
So fucking cold.
The wind robbed Dansby of a home run. Fuck the wind. Fuck the cold. Fuck Philly.
Fuck it
and like, poor little Freed is not to body shame, but he's a little bit of a twig, and the wind was just whipping right through him, and you could see him rubbing his hands together and
he's fucking freezing.
It was like 40 degrees up here on Thursday.
Yeah.
It's cold. Stop it. Please stop scheduling games in early April in the north. We don't need them. We will come out in May. I promise. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Freed didn't have the control that we know that he can have, but whatever. Sandoval hit a home run in the 7th. He drove in Pache, and Pache on Thursday had the bases were loaded, and it was such a good at bat, and he just missed it. They struck him out. But man, I was listening on the radio, and because we're in the car come here, and I'm like, come on, oh god, oh jeez. My husband's like, I'm driving, stop it. It's so exciting. So I mean, I know he didn't get it, but I'm so excited to see what Pache, once he settles down and once he's not in 30-degree weather, I'm so excited to see what he's going to do this year. It's his season. What else happened? Wheeler was lights out on Saturday. There's no way around that. He just was fucking awesome, and that's really annoying, but that's the way it was. We got shut out 4-0. Nobody did shit.
Also, really annoying.
Luke got a haircut, and that's some bullshit.
Lost all his power.
Luke got a haircut. Sean Newcomb was Sean Newcomb. Hope to God somebody saved the fire extinguishers. That falling apart at the end there for Charlie was such fucking bullshit, because it was a little bitty baby soft hit, then that hit by pitch, then another soft hit, and then a walk, then a soft hint, and bring that single. Blah, 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 blah.
That hit by pitch, too, you could tell it bothered him. I think he got in his own head about it.
I just felt like this whole
series,
it was like now Didi did have that good catch on Thursday, but like I felt like this whole series was nothing went our way and everything went their way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
we could literally have had the exact same hit with fielders lined up at the exact same place, and for them it would have been like a double, and for us it would have been out. Like it just. But today, okay, again, I fell asleep, but like my dad said, Martin hurt at the end.
Yeah.
Maybe?
Yeah, he came out, and apparently, I don't think last I checked, they hadn't said what was wrong, but he went out, and hopefully it's nothing major. Maybe he just tweaked something or has a hangnail. Hopefully something like that. Today, though,
season.
Okay.
Shane Green is still unsigned, but he is apparently asking too much because his velo has dropped 3 miles per hour. I don't give a fuck.
Baby, the season has started. We're going to need you to bring the number down.
Bring that number on down.
You don't even have a wife and kids. You don't need that money for nothing. You got a great number.
I'm this close to sliding in his Instagram DMs just to be like, come the fuck on, bro. Come the fuck on. You're literally sitting at home. You want to sit at home?
See, I'm like,
you want $0
Who cares?
or like a little bit of dollars?
Exactly. No dollars or like some dollars. Like, come on. Anyways, whatever.
Good thing that happened today, though. Matsick hit 100, and that was sick.
That was cool. So. I think another one of the games he didn't hit 100, but it was like up there, like 98 or 99 or something. Because I was like, oh, look at you.
He hit 100.
Anderson is batting 1,000 for his career, so. Our pitcher maybe can't.
Also, and Max Fried had like, I might be pulling this out in the air, either 95 or 105 exit velocity. Like it was really high. It was one of the top 5 of the day. Yeah. And I was like, see, this is why they want the DH in the NL, because they scared of the Braves pitchers. Because look at us go, baby. Also kind of sad that our pitchers have our best batting averages, but that's neither here nor there. Speaking of
pitchers, it's been the lower half of the lineup that has been doing the damn thing. I mean, I guess Darno's not like lower half, but our big
Ryan
3 is not doing shit right now.
Like, so our they're not even our Caribbean players, our Latin American players. I mean, it's fucking cold in Philly. They are not made for it, and I can say that as someone from North Carolina, which has nothing to do with Latin America. But I'm not made for the cold, so I can only imagine. Like,
it was nice today, but they were distracted. It was a holiday, whatever. I don't care. But the other 2 days was fucking cold.
Whatever. And so speaking of pitchers, Soroka came in Tuesday for 2 innings of spring training. 2 innings.
Yeah, because it was 6 and 7, right?
Yeah, because I was like, did I miss him? Because I had to come back from work, like come in from work late, and then I was like, oh no, there. But AA said around April 23rd-ish. So it's exciting.
Yeah. April.
Former Braves legend is gonna come back. Ashlyn looks very excited about that one.
Yeah, well, you know.
But
Shane Green.
Chelsea Freeman tweeted out that some story about the Freeman family, probably about the adoptions and how they have twins, but they're not really twins. But like that was none of our damn business before they actually got their sons in their arms. So everybody calm down, like you were owed their story. But their story is actually going to air next Sunday, April 11th at 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. So take that. I'm sure we'll be playing during the day next Sunday.
Yeah, probably.
But Sunday, April 11th at 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. on ESPN, you can be nosy about the Freemans. So, sorry, I just completely put it into your update. But I mean, that's one of the things I love about the Braves is that, I mean, it really does, maybe other people feel this way about their team, but it feels like
Like family.
Yeah. So.
And you really get to care for these guys, which is one of the reasons why we're still watching Fulte pitch in Texas and fucking, whoever else. There's just, we get attached to these guys. I don't know if it's a Brave specific thing, but maybe it's just us. Maybe we're just softies.
Possibly.
Speaking of getting attached, I'm quite attached to my new AL team because they are fucking really good, by the way. They have not lost a game yet. I don't think. Wait, hold on. Let me double check today's. Hold on. I'm pretty sure they won today.
No, they won today.
Okay, so they have not lost a game yet. And the Oakland A's were like, okay, see, it's hard because when we kind of suck, I'm like, it's the first series, nothing matters. But when they're kind of good, I'm like, obviously Oakland's coming nowhere near them, and they're definitely going to win the division by a fucking mile. So maybe
if the Braves were 3-0 right now, we'd be saying the same thing. So.
Exactly. So maybe I should calm down on that. But they've done really well.
Those games were getting exciting. They were a little heated, and the fans are still remembering 2017, you guys. Oh my God.
Correa got hit by a pitch. Fans let the pitcher know that they kind of loved that. Then Correa fucking checked the shit out of Chapman. I think it was trying to turn a double play. I actually did fall asleep during that game because that's fucking late at night. But anyways, whatever. Zach Greinke did the damn thing as usual, and also gave us some like great photos, also as usual, of him just like hanging out, being Zach, doing weird shit that we all love him for. They play the Angels next, and then they play Oakland again. So there's not going to be a lot of time between like the dust up from this series and their next series because they play LA Monday and Tuesday, and then they play Oakland again on Thursday. And they just played Oakland today because that was a 4-game series. So I feel like there's potential for those games between them this whole season to be really, really good.
Those will be good. And our outfielder and NBA fantasy member Kyle Tucker got Altuve from third on a pop-up.
Yep.
He got a home run today, but he literally had a pop-up, and Altuve like did this little fake out. So the shortstop caught the fly ball, and Altuve still made it in to score, which was, you don't really.
He's so fast.
Sometimes there are advantages to being short.
His little bitty legs just
like awesome.
Roadrunner.
I just wanted to mention our fantasy team again because I feel good vibes for us. So I'm switching my AL team to the Tigers because for personal reasons I apparently have to watch every game they play this year. So they did take the series from Cleveland, which is apparently still the Cleveland Indians. I was very confused when I watched the game on Thursday. But apparently they're going to be the Indians this year, and then they're going to, while they decide what they're going to be, and then next year they're going to be not racist, but this year they're still going to be the Indians.
They still got to sell all that merch.
Yeah, again, like whatever your politics are, okay, but if you're going to come out and say this is bad and this is offensive and we're not going to do it, but wait, hold up, we're going to wait a year to not be offensive. That's just weird, I think.
Yeah. That's like if the Washington football team was like, we're going to just keep our old name for the next year. Too bad,
Like you acknowledge / said,
like if it's a problem, solve the problem.
It's a problem. Like, not that it's better, but maybe it's better to be like, oh, this isn't a problem. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, I know it's a problem and I just don't care for this year, but next year we'll care.
Right.
Just not next year.
It's a very much, we're just doing this because we have to. So.
Yeah. So that was weird. But, so Thursday in the series, saw the first home run of the year. It went to Miguel Cabrera, 2-out, 2-run home run in the first.
No
He's in the snow. So snow, it was barely over the wall. I guess he lost sight of the ball. So he slid into second thinking it was a double. And they were like, get up, old man. You can go to home.
He's like, listen, I just won the championship in lead-off. Don't you talk to me like that.
Exactly.
Like, okay, whatever.
Also, he's a Santeria priest. I did not know that. I learned that this week. So Bieber took that L, and the Tigers won 3-2. Saturday, Tigers won 5-2 with Braves legend Julio Teheran getting the win.
He did so good.
I'm so excited for him.
He really did do really good. Like Jose Ramirez got a home run in the first, but other than that, Teheran was awesome. Scope played first base like for the first time ever and did a 3-4-3 double play, which I haven't seen in a while, so that was kind of cool. Eddie Rosario got the home run in the first. I don't know why I said Ramirez, but whatever. And then, if you want to look at Bad News Bears, there was a play in which Lazaro got an RBI because 3 Indian fielders all went for the ball and not one of them caught it.
Love that.
I'm not exactly sure, but I think it was like the shortstop and 2 outfielders like converged, and it just went like right in the middle of them. So that was interesting. But on Sunday, I took a nap, and when I woke up, the Tigers had lost like by a lot. I don't even want to talk about it. But a guy named Akil Badu got a home run on his first ever major league pitch he saw.
Oh, that's cool.
That's crazy. Like,
yeah. So it was like not his first at bat, not his first, like literally the first pitch he saw, he hit a home run. So that was cool. My Tiger to watch for this year, I think, is going to be Willie Castro. His numbers don't really reflect it right now, but if you've been watching the games, like he's been doing a lot of good, like small ball, getting guys over. He's been working. He worked his way into the lineup in spring training. He played from August 24th in 2019 is when he made his debut. And then last year they called him up August 13th. And he hit 349 with 6 home runs and 24 RBIs and 129 at-bats. But, like, he's my Tiger to watch, I guess. Young guy.
Yeah.
It's exciting, like, because they really have nothing to lose, I guess, is one of the good things, like, of watching. So they get, like, when they score, it's, like, literally like they won the World Series. Like, oh, my God! Like, it's just great to see that excitement. Like, versus, like, jaded teams that are like, oh, we didn't get 3 runs in, we only got 2, you know, like.
Yeah.
So, Marla's team's all hurt.
They are. They're still having a lot of issues. Springer's still out. We still got, none of the guys that I talked about a couple weeks ago are back yet. So that's awesome. But I'm looking on the bright side, and the Jays are up. Well, they won the series. They are 2-1 right now. They beat the Yankees twice at Yankee Stadium, and I'm excited. Merriweather hit 100 today. Bo Bichette is the fastest person in club history to 100 hits. He got that today. So, like, I'm excited. And Vlad's been doing good. I'm looking on the bright side. I haven't, today was so busy, but, so I'll have more in-depth stuff next week, but what I saw of the games this week was exciting, and except for Saturday, because they also skipped Friday, which is annoying, but that's a different story. So, beat the Yankees. So right now they're other than the Orioles, they're on top of the East. So suck it, Yankees.
There you go.
Which is even funnier because Cole laughed when someone asked him about playing the top team in the East.
Yeah.
He's like, kind of like, whatever.
What now,
Jays.
buddy?
And then, look at you, buddy, looking like a dummy.
Love it.
So speaking of dummies, we're gonna do a draft of the best MLB parks of all times. I say dummies for myself because nobody's gonna agree with any of my picks probably. But whose turn is it this time?
I really have no idea.
Last week, I believe.
So Ashland. Okay.
Okay. Man, okay. Please don't hate me. I'm gonna go ahead and take Fenway first.
Nobody hates you.
Because I loved it. Also, I should preface this by saying I haven't been to a ton of parks. So whatever. I'm basing a lot of this on the handful I have been to, plus the ones I think are really cool. But I have been to Fenway, and I saw them play the Yankees there in 2019, and I watched Mookie Betts hit a fucking bomb, and they beat the shit out of the Yankees. And my nephew has special needs, and he was able to put the bases out on the field before the game, and it was just the best experience ever. And everybody was really nice, and I thought people from Boston were supposed to be fucking assholes, and I was kind of looking forward to that because I wanted to be an asshole back. But everybody was really nice, and everybody loved each other, and singing Sweet Caroline in the stadium, no shit, made me cry, which probably isn't saying much because I cry a lot when it comes to baseball. But legit, I have a video on my phone. It popped up not that long ago because we went in July. Okay, I guess July was a long time ago. Anyways, whatever. And I watched it, and I was and you can hear me in the background, trying to keep my shit together. Anyways, whatever. So yeah, I'm picking Fenway first. That was a long story to say Fenway, but Fenway.
Okay. So I picked Ebbets Field, which obviously I never went to.
It was on my list.
Because it only played games. It was the home of the Brooklyn Dodgers from 1913 to 1957.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also home to 5 professional football teams, including 3 NFL teams. It was demolished in 1960, replaced by Ebbets Field Apartments, later renamed Jackie Robinson Apartments. But if you just look at it, it's in Brooklyn, obviously, in Crown Heights, but I don't know, it looks like a modern baseball field from but it was built in 1913, and it's just apparently really, every place had it on its best list of historic baseball parks, and it looked like it would have been a really cool place to see a baseball game. And just kind of sucked that. But I guess when the Dodgers moved west, they were like, fuck it, let's make a public housing project out of it, which apparently they do with a lot of old ball field grounds, I learned.
Oh,
cool. They also do it with polo grounds and stuff. Yeah. But it was also cool because they were talking about how it was in the middle of the city. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Ebbets Field was my first choice.
So I guess I'll be a homer and say PNC Park for my first choice because it is the prettiest ballpark in the MLB currently, and it deserves so much better than the Pirates, but that's a different story. But that is the best ballpark right now.
Okay. Oh, wait, no, Snake. Never mind.
Yeah, it's Marlon.
Oh, wait, do I get to do again?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to bend the rules a little bit for this one and fight me. Bowman Field in Williamsport, and there have been MLB games played there. So
there you go.
It's the stadium itself is actually pretty cool. It's right across the street from the original Little League field that started it all. And it's 10 minutes from the, Lomini and the Little League stadiums now as we know them today. And it's awesome. And it's so cool that I didn't get to go, but my husband got to go to see the Pirates play. I think it was the Cardinals a couple years ago. And it's just awesome that Williamsport gets to host that. And I really hope they do that again this year. I'm pretty sure that's still in the plans this year, but Greenville
COVID
fucked everything up.
is still planning to host the Little League Softball World Series. So
I haven't heard Little League's been canceled, so fingers crossed.
Well, I know Little League locally is definitely still going on.
Yeah.
So hopefully nationally it is going on. Hopefully, I'll let you know when I hear. Apparently, because I guess I have to pay attention to that now. But hopefully, we really want the Little League Softball World Series because it'll bring like a lot here, and I think it'll be fun to go see. Like, I mean, I obviously am not going to know anyone in it, but I just think it'll be cool to be a part of that event. But I guess they don't have like a permanent home, kind of like Williamsport, so that's really cool. Like, they all have that. I chose Kauffman Stadium. Shout out to Danielle. Be excited that I chose Kauffman. It was built specifically, apparently, for baseball, with a lot of places were doing like stadiums that could host baseball and football at the same time, or multiple sports or whatever. It's currently the only ballpark in the American League to be named after a person. It's one of only 10 baseball stadiums not named after a corporation. It's hosted 2 All-Star games in 73 and 2012. And then, of course, the Royals home games during World Series, which they've been in more World Series than I gave them credit for. So anyway, so one thing I kept seeing was that it has like this old school kind of modern vibe, but like modern like architecture style kind of vibe. But it's still up to date. Like, it's not like an aging stadium like how Candlestick was or whatever. So between 2007 2009 they underwent a renovation, which included complete like upgrades to the everything for the fans, a new Hall of Fame area for the Royals. Like, everything was brand new, like, but it still retained kind of like just that super chill thing. And apparently there's a giant fountain right outside of outfield, because who knew Kansas City is the city of fountains? Who knew?
Did not know.
Literally no one.
Because so Kauffman Stadium, I feel like it's one of those stadiums that, like, because we've all been to a park where it's like, that's a nice ballpark, but it feels like 90% of other ballparks I've been in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
So apparently that's not what it feels like, and I wish I could go there. I chose all ballparks I have never been to, by the way. But what's yours, Ash?
Okay, so my next one is Coors, because I really
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful, and I want to go watch a game where like 500 home runs get hit, because the air is like thin as thin can be and balls just fly all over the place. And it's been on my list to go to for like 4 years now, and I still haven't been. Shout out COVID, but it's happening soon, probably next year. I don't think it's happening this year, but we'll see, maybe. But yeah, I can't wait to visit Coors. I like Denver as a city anyway, and I've always enjoyed visiting there. I've just always been not in baseball season, so.
Yeah, Coors is pretty from the outside.
Yeah, that's what I say. I've seen the outside, but that's it. And then my last.
Take some extra cat food. I do have a friend who lives in Denver, and like, he would send me pictures of like the sunsets from when he was at Rockies games, and I'm like, wait, and he's like, no, that's not a filter. Like, he literally sent a video, and I'm like, literally a purple sky, like, I can't. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. And then my last pick is a homer pick, but it's probably not the one most people would say. My last pick's Turner Field. Not because it's a good ball field, because Turner Field's a fucking shithole. We all know that. It was horrible. It wasn't even supposed to be a baseball stadium. It fucking sucked. Mm-hmm. But I have a lot of really good memories at Turner Field.
Yes.
And like,
Yeah.
so many baseball games with my family and my friends, and we went to, was it 18, 17, 16, one of those years when the Braves had won like 16 in a row. And we went to that 16th game and then they lost, so I will never go to a game when they're on a streak again. It was me for sure. See, even Fisher says no.
Fisher said it, yeah.
We're never doing that again. But yeah, Turner Field is my last pick because of my emotional attachment, not because of my unbiased opinion.
Right. So my last pick is obviously not because I'm biased, but it is Braves Field. That's great. Sure. It's Braves Field, which is like the original Braves Stadium, capacity of 40,000. They started construction at the end of March in 1915, and the first game was played in August of 1915. So
That's
5
crazy.
months in the winter in Boston, and they built a stadium holding 40,000 people. Okay, I just want you to think about that and think about what construction takes now. Okay, bro.
Yeah,
we can get the highway done.
My in-laws just took 1 year and 6 months to build a house.
Yeah, no, you could have built 3 whole stadiums in that time.
Like, they were working, huh?
Yeah. So the last game was September 21st, 1952. When it opened, it was the largest ballpark in America. And I learned this, it was bigger than Fenway. So the Boston Red Sox used it during games from 1915 and 1916 World Series during the Red Sox home games. And they played there for their Sunday games between 29 and 32. So they were like, your stadium's bigger. It's also in Boston. We're going to use it when we need it. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it was, apparently it had this ginormous outfield to the point that after 13 years, people were like, bro, move your fences in. Nobody can hit a home run here. Like, yeah, so they had to move them in. But yeah, so the Braves, I mean, you think, like you said, Fenway's legendary, but Braves Field used to be a better ballpark than Fenway.
There you go.
What's your last pick?
My last pick is also, I have 2 in Pittsburgh. Shocker. So Forbes Field was the baseball park for the Pirates. It was the 3rd home of the Pirates, and I just looked up the years from 1909 to 1970. So a fucking long ass time.
Yeah, that's a long time.
And it was in Oakland, which is, if you're looking at a map of Pittsburgh, there's like PNC Park, and across the river is like the Point. It's right to the east of that. It's, I don't know miles, but it's like maybe 10, 15 minutes east. It's like east of Center City, essentially. And there's still a wall. I think it's part of the outfield wall that you can go and visit. And that's on our list to do this summer after we get vaccinated. So I'm super excited for that. I will definitely be posting pictures. And it was a really cool park because it's like got the old wooden grandstand, and it goes out and wraps around. It probably covered like most of right field, the wooden grandstand, and then the rest of it was like open, and it was just a really cool stadium, and they were there forever, and like it was awesome in pictures, obviously, because it's not there anymore. But I just love those old wooden grandstand stadiums that are like classic baseball feels. Love them.
Yes. So we'll put that up on Twitter this week for people to vote on. Our second draft is Birds with Balls, our last draft for them, naming American women athletes to fill out our baseball team. We're doing the outfield. We're just all making 3 picks this week, and we're going to fly through them because we all picked soccer players. I picked Casey Murphy, who is 6 feet tall and a goalkeeper, so I assume she has good reflexes. I picked Abby Wambach because she is the tallest person whose name I recognize. She's 5'11". And Sam Mayhew is also a goalkeeper, and she's 6 feet tall. I figure goalkeepers like are good at with the reflexes, the lateral movement, like they obviously throw, which with soccer players, do they throw a lot? They shouldn't. So that's how I picked my people.
Yeah. I picked Megan Rapinoe. She's 5'6" and just an all-around badass. Mia Hamm, she's 5'5",
and
once again, just a badass. And a fucking legend, and apparently a Tar Heel, because of course she is. I'm out of my drink. I can't drink anymore. And Sophia Smith, who is, I believe she's also a forward. She's 5'6". She's currently on the U.S. women's national team. So actually, I think all three, well, no, Megan and Sophia, but Mia Hamm's been retired for quite a few years at this point. But I had picked Alex Morgan, but she's our third baseman, so can't pick her.
Okay, well, shout out to Marla and I for, I think this is the second time we've had the same brain, because Mia Hamm and Megan were also 2 of my 3. So
I was going to pick Mia for obvious reasons.
Because it's fucking Mia Hamm.
Right, but she's kind of short, so I was like, I mean, you want leggy people to cover a lot of ground in the outfield.
Yeah. And okay, so my third pick, I guess my only pick since Marla just went over the other 2, is Hope Solo. She's a goalkeeper. She's 5'9", so she's not super tall either, but whatever, I don't really care. She is a World Cup champion and a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, so I feel like she could fucking figure it out.
I just love that everybody but me picked a Tar Heel. I just want to say that again.
Anyways, whatever.
What the hell?
Anybody else even knew that?
Everyone did. The University of North Carolina has been women's soccer like dominant for decades.
Literally had no clue. If you held a gun to my head, I'd be like,
if you actually follow women's soccer, people do know this. Like,
That's probably true. That's probably true.
I mean, it's 100% true. I'm not making that up. Like, anyway, I might exaggerate our importance a little bit in some things, but in that, I am not. Also, the most important thing you will hear this week is that MBE podcasts are everywhere on Tuesday, on YouTube on Tuesdays, or earlier if we get them ready for Patreons.
Yeah, we're on YouTube on Wednesday, and then Patreon.com.
Wednesday on YouTube for normal people, but if you're a Patreon, you can get it early, so you don't have to listen. You can watch us, which is awesome. And I have a new MacBook Pro, or MacBook Air. I'm not as great as I thought I was. But anyway, so you have a nice new camera. So, and a ring light. So
professionals. Bitches.
And fish. You really want to watch. That's more important.
A bonus week.
On podcast everywhere. You can download it on Tuesday. We're on YouTube on Wednesday. If you are on our Patreon, Mansplain BB Pod, then you get early access to YouTube, plus other cool shit. Our other podcast, Mansplain Hockey Elsewhere, is Wednesday on YouTube. Podcast everywhere except Apple Podcasts because
they hate us.
Yeah, basically. But if you're a Patreon, you might get that early too. And Lecturin Ladies, I promise we will be back soon and everywhere on Fridays.
Yes. Unplanned hiatus, but we're going to get it together.
Life is busy.
It really is. It really is. I wish you guys, I made a schedule, a calendar, wrote down all the shit I have to do this month. I don't have an off day. Not one singular off day.
This is how dedicated we are to you guys.
Yeah. I mean, social media and pod have their own color on the calendar, and each kid has a color, and then the Braves have a color. So the podcast is equally as important as my children and the Braves, which is really saying something. You're welcome.
Also, by the way, she actually literally wrote this down. She's not talking about an iCal where she changes the colors.
Yeah, there's a piece of paper.
Literally a piece of paper. I'm a paper person. I can't. Technology hates me.
That
Why
is
we're
also
not on
true.
Apple Podcasts?
Exactly.
Okay, but in case technology loves you, Marla's going to let you know where to find us.
So we are on Twitter at Mansplain BB and Instagram is the same. We're also on Facebook sometimes. We are, for our hockey podcast, it's MHE Pod Trio on Twitter, Mansplain Hockey Pod on Instagram, and Lecturin Ladies is the same across all platforms, no G in lecturing, and patreon.com/mansplainbb podcast to help us fund all these Apple purchases that apparently don't get us preference for Apple Podcasts. So it's cool.
We're only $5 a month, and we can bring you more content, which we really are going to try to crank out for this year. So, on that note, Ashlyn has to get her babies to bed. We need to stop drinking or something. So we will see you next Tuesday.
See ya. Say bye.
Bye.